Speaker.
I call the Honourable Parakura Horomia.
E tu atu tēnei I te mihi atu ki la koutou e tae kaha atu I konei I te ronga atu ki te otinga o te pere nei. I mihi koana ki ngā konohi Māori katoa I roto te whare nei mō tēnei tino take. Tēnā tātou. Mr. Chair, I stood in front of the 2004 hikwe. And it was unnerving because a lot of your own whānau members were over there. And it's been a telling time from that time to now. Māori came here and said that they would repeal the bill. They have repealed the title. I want to recognise the chair of the Select Committee and especially the very important statement he made that he believed that this bill is a wee bit better. And I think that puts it in a clear framework. Whether it's a wee bit better or a whole lot worse is something that only time will tell. I certainly want to recognise the Attorney General for his sterling effort, but I want to go back and recognise my colleague and friend Michael Cullen in the sense of the effort. Mr. Speaker, there are a couple of salient points here. That there is insignificant legal analysis on the change to the threshold test for establishment of customary title, which has been criticised as being both too high and too low. And it was very interesting to hear the Deputy Prime Minister state that we need to modernise. Don't stay back in 1840. The right that is given to Māori here is in relation to that kawanata, that document that forged the relationship between Pākehā and Māori. Nothing more, nothing less. And I'm not too sure, is this a forewarning on why out of all the things to attack, you start attacking the Māori programs and those activities. And I could get into a bun fight with the present Minister of Māori Affairs and tell him what we did and what he hasn't done, but I'll leave that for another time when I don't have the time. Now, there's more important things to say. But I will tell him and convince them that I did a whole lot better than they're doing at the moment. Mr. Speaker, can I also ask the issue about the veto rights conferred upon iwi in respect of developments within customary title areas undermine, and I believe they undermine the full and final nature of the commercial agriculture settlement. And these are points to watch as we go along. That the hapu and iwi planning documents are given, they are given a second level in relation to what's already there. So there's some real interesting things that have come out in the sense of the supposed end-all and be-all to this great debate since 2004. And we can wax lyrical about Don Brash's redneckness and toe-standing with him near the board sometimes, that's what I'll never forget him about, and supporting it. And some of the worst vitriol I've heard from useless Pākehā in this parliament by the people in the ACT Party. It is outrageous. It is disgusting and gutless that we should go to those extremes. There is nothing worse than extreme Pākehās. No more better than extreme Māoris. And that's one of them down there. I took umbrance at my sister Matidia saying that we were sellouts or whatever, and we need to have a further discussion. Because what I've learned about this place is it is about numbers. It is about numbers. And sure, maybe in 2004 and on we could have done better. And sure, there were different numbers in our own organisation, and I have no shame in standing here and saying that. And if it's hurt some of my whānau, I do apologise. I do apologise. But that's exactly what's happened here. Matua Pita said that he has no organisation sitting over him. The irony is they are caught in the same catch-22 situation that we were in. They have four of the defining numbers that would make the difference in this bill. And Mr. Speaker, I would suggest even at this late note, humbly to ask them to reverse their decision. They have the four of the defining votes. And Mr. Speaker, I want to tell you this. I've never known any Māori to cut the access off to the beach, and where I come from, we control the land along the beach, and irrespective of the legislation, irrespective of the courts, we will define and determine what happens there. But it is good that we get to this stage. It is good that we can bring finality, because I can go on and on about the highest Māori unemployment in this country since the Second World War. I can go on and on about people not being able to feed their kids, fill their cars up to go to the hospital, all of that rubbish that people think it is. And that's what this Deputy Prime Minister was suggesting. He was suggesting that we should modernise everything and drop the culture. Well, I want to say to Bill English, Tell the Scots to stop blowing the bagpipes. Tell the Irish stop drinking green beer.
Sorry to interrupt the honourable member. His time has expired. Order. I call Honi Hawawera.